Hello. I don't know what this is about. Fuck it. I just thought, people. I've been reading my comics. You know what I mean? And people have been mixing up. It seems to me the difference between manga, manhwa, and manhwa. Those are three very different things, right? And I don't know how this video is gonna go. This is gonna be straight, just I don't know, bullshit. We'll just see how it goes. All right, but I gotta tell you something. People here don't seem to quite understand the difference. Manga's Japan, manhwa, which is this middle one here with the W, is Korean, South Korean, and manhwa is Chinese, right? So, manga's Japanese comics, manhwa is Korean comics, and manhwa is Chinese comics. Know the fucking difference. Okay, I don't like it when people tell me, oh my god, this manga is so good, and I go read it, it's a fucking webcomic from fucking Korea, okay? There's such a large difference between the fucking two, okay? One is meant for print. This is meant for print, right? Which is why you read it in a book, right? It's always in a book form. While these two are for the web. Ooh, the internet. As usual, the Japanese are fucking behind on everything. Right? Same reason why they still fucking use records for listening to music, and why their fucking Nintendo servers are fucking Nintendo Online is fucking so awful. It's like they're three generations behind everyone else. But you get the point. And you might ask, what the hell am I talking about when I mean web and it's meant for the web? I'll just show you right now. We're gonna just do a real quick transition. Okay, so you see this? This is called a transition, okay? But this is what I meant by it's meant for the web. So, as you can see, you scroll down to read this. This is from just a random one I found on Webtoons, right? Great site, I'd say. Got some good comics. But you see how it's meant to be read on your phone, which is why you scroll down. It's unlike Japanese comics, which people here know is very similar to American comics. You read it in a book and you flip the page, right? Really outdated. Get the fuck out of there. They're old. Get the fuck out of here, manga, all right? Fuck out of here. We're going to talk really specifically about webtoons and manhwas, and we're going to talk a lot of shit about manga today. Basically, that's pretty what this video is. So let me just transition back. Now, we're back in our little square here. Now, I'm not going to show any more pictures because the examples I might use is going to be kind of not good. As you know, I'm the yaoi king, the yaoi master, right? I've taught you all about how to get into yaoi. I know what I'm talking about. I'm like the Fudanshi king. And let me tell you, primarily, most of my comics that I read are from manhwa, Korean, or manhwa, Chinese, okay? We don't fuck with the manga shit, all right? Too many anemic looking boys, all right? The guys look like they're fucking about to die from starvation, both the seme and the uke, all right? At least in manhwa and manhwa, at least one of the guys looks fucking good. You know what I mean? Right? The manga, most of the guys look fucking anemic as fuck. Manhwa, Korean manhwa, Chinese, one of the guys, or maybe both the guys look hot as fuck, okay? And even the uke, who's usually the one that should look anemic, does not look fucking anemic half the times. Thank fucking God. But let me tell you something about why I think, maybe this is going to become more of a difference, but also kind of why you got to read manhwa and manhwa. They got color. They have color, okay? All this shit has color, right? Color. This is fucking black and white. B/W. Black and white. Fuck the black and white shit. Get that fucking shit out of here. I want to see color. I don't want to have to imagine this shit. I can imagine myself in this situation if I want to. I want to see color. And let me tell you. The color is fucking good. And I've read all sorts of this stuff, When you have like color and, there's like, it's like, two guys. Pretty nice. Color and there's martial arts scene. Pretty good. Right? Let me tell you, manga needs to step up its game, dude. Like, all the art in manhwa, not manhwa. Manhwa is a little behind. It's a little behind in terms of art. Behind. As fucking usual, China. You're always fucking behind everyone else. Alright. They're behind. But you know why? Manhwa, Korean. I watched all of them. I read quite a lot. The stories, Similar to manga, they can be hit or miss. Doesn't fucking matter. But the art, juicy as fuck. You got the color. You got the nice drawings. The guys don't look anemic. The girls aren't just fucking crazy big-breasted fuckers, you know, like they do in manga. At least they look somewhat proportionally accurate. And they try to get you not because like the girls has the big boobs and big breasts, you know, that's how they do in manga. No, they get you because the girls got personality. Bam, they got personality. All right, that's how they get you a manhwa. Okay, manga, no. Fuck that shit out of there. Manga just says, look at the big breasts. That's what you want. Maybe this might be because I read mostly romance and shit, but the girls aren't usually, you know, showing off a lot of stuff. Now, you might be asking, how the fuck do I differentiate between Korean comics and Chinese comics? Because it seems that they're the same. Because they both are webcomics, they both have full color, they have all this stuff. But let me tell you, this is just some genre shit that you should know. I'm a webcomics master. You can call me you know what you can call me? Not only am I the yaoi king, I'm the fucking webtoons comic, the webcomic champion, you know, the king of both. You know, I'm the emperor of all things gay and then the emperor of all things webcomics, because I know everything. Please don't judge me. Right? With manhwa, if you hear military service, or you might be asking, what do you mean by that? If they've said that the men, especially just the men, right, not the females, right? You know how Korea is, right? If the men have said, we just finished serving our 2-year mandatory service, bibbity bobbity boo, bobbity bibbity boo, you know, whatever the fuck they want to say, something along those lines, or we're gonna go serve or whatever. You know it's Korean webtoons, because only in Korea do they have selective service, and we're talking about South Korea, not North Korea, just in case. I know some people here are dumb enough not to understand the difference between the two. South Korea, so I'll be making it more clear. South Korea, okay? South Korea, they have military service, so a lot of comics has that put in there. Bam, bam, bam. Now with manhwa, maybe how you can figure this out is that they will have martial arts, but you know, martial arts, yeah, I mean, oh wow, that sounds so cool and whatever, and it's, but that's in every genre, right? And Korean comics have a lot of martial arts too. But when I mean martial arts, I mean like they do like fucking mystical arts and shit. Like they fucking have like magic and shit going on, okay? They have like cultivation. I think that's a big one. Cultivation. The whole shebang. Chinese comics, they got that cultivation, martial arts. They have all these like emperors and empresses. You know how they have all that C-drama, Chinese dramas with like empress and empresses and their dynasties and shit. That's basically what a lot of Chinese comics or manhwas are, okay? And you can tell if it's a Chinese comics because the art is usually not the best. It really isn't. I would say compared to manga and manhwa, I would say that their art is maybe like 5-10 years behind Korea. As usual, China's always behind. Just imagine China behind. You'll know the difference. Korean webtoons, Korean webcomics, or webtoons, whatever you want to fucking call it, they got the nice art. They got that good art. You know what I mean? It's a step above manga, in my opinion. Manhwa is like a step below manga and like a couple steps behind, like 5 steps behind. It's not very good, usually. How can you tell? The male protagonists, you know? Well, in manhwa, if you have a male protagonist who's trying to get a female or a male, or usually, because I read a lot of yaoi, another male, they're usually stuck-up pricks and bastards who are just like, go above and beyond the line of what's acceptable. Let's just put it that way, all right? While the Korean webtoons, a lot of the guys, some of the guys are like soft boys who are just kind of like, not very pushy. You might even have some girls in romances pushing it forward, while the guy's kind of like a little bit of a beta. Not gonna lie, kind of a little bit of a beta. I don't know. I get that vibe from Korean webtoons, but then again, I read a lot of yaoi, so what the fuck can I say? You know what I mean? I haven't read as much as the regular ones that people would like to call the manga shit. I don't know. Fuck it. You can decide for yourself. I think you probably know more about that, you know, and you have much more experience. I don't need to tell you shit. But let me tell you the difference in probably the most important answer, because I am a fucking expert in the field of fucking yaoi, all right? Let me tell you all about it. My experiences with manga, manhwa, Korean, and Chinese comics. And this is the most important, because that's where this channel is has a lot of themes around gay shit, okay? Manga. all the guys, and I've already said this before, look fucking anemic as fuck. I don't know why half the guys look like they're like starving and about to fucking die, right? The art isn't very good. They don't fuck. It's awful. It's awful. All right. Manga, fuck off, manga. I don't like a lot of the manga shit. And let me tell you, you know what's the other bad part about manga? You want to tell you what's the other bad part? They fucking don't update shit. So you have to just sit there waiting months on end for maybe one chapter with like fucking 7 pages in it to just move along the story, even though you've forgotten everything else. Manga fucking sucks for that reason. They don't fucking update. They don't update ever. Like, what the fuck is wrong with manga? But let me tell you about Manhwa, Korean, and Manhwa, Chinese. They update every fucking week. They basically update almost every week, maybe twice a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, right? That's better than most manga. All the yaoi and manga, they update like once a week, every 2 months, every 3 months. I've had ones that have never even updated for almost a year now. This shit's awful. Fuck off. Manhwa, they'll do that once a week. And let me tell what's the difference too. Now, Manhwa, Chinese comics, a lot of the art, I'm gonna say this, real step down. But you know what? You know what they got in like, you know what they have good? They're pretty good at the shonenai, right? And shonenai is basically yaoi, but without the penetration. That's all you need to know. They do the shonenai the best. I think Chinese comics got some of the best shonenai in my opinion. They got the best shonenai, best character developments with each other in my opinion. Or that's really just all they're good at because they do some of the yaoi shit. It looks fucking awful. Don't look at it. Don't read it. It's not good. It takes the good stuff that they're good for is shonenai, in my opinion. That's what they're good for, is shonenai. But let me tell you, manga is like a hit or miss, honestly. And most of the guys look anemic as fuck, okay? Hit/miss, alright? But let me tell you about Koreans. I don't know why they could do this so well, but the guys, the semis usually look fucking hot as fuck. They don't look anemic. Thank fucking God they don't look fucking anemic, at least, right? They actually look strong. They look vibrant. They have full color, right? Which is why Korean and Chinese are much better in my opinion. They got that full color. The guys look hot. Pretty good, okay? Now the ukes, which is like the other part, don't look fucking anemic half the fucking shit in Korea. At least in the Korean one, they don't always look fucking anemic. In manga, literally the ukes just look anemic as, like, legitimately they look like they're about to die from starvation. Like a fucking supermodel who hasn't eaten in like fucking 3 days, trying to like lose weight before her fucking photo shoot. That's how fucking the manga guys look in the yaoi boys look in fucking manga, okay? Korean, they look at least somewhat healthy. Right, the ukes and the semis look hot as fuck, okay? That's the difference. With Chinese comics, I can't say anything because the art is always hit or miss, so I can't tell you shit about that. But let me tell you, Korean comics, straight hardcore. I know you Fujiyoshis and Fudanchis out there, like some of that, water bottles, right? Like the water bottles rubbing against each other, if you get my euphemism/metaphor. Right? Or you really just like to watch gay sex. Basically, that's what you want to watch. Korea's got you covered, all right? They got the full color. They got hot guys. They have like pretty explicit scenes, I'm not gonna lie. They have it in Korea. And it's pretty good. I would say if the art always looks fine as fuck in Korean webtoons. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't really had any complaints. And let me tell you, they update it pretty regularly, and unlike manga, who only maybe have one fucking story, one fucking volume with 5 fucking chapters, you know what Manhwa has? You know what these two have? You know what these two have? Full fucking stories. Right? You will actually just have stories with the characters in it. They aren't just there to have sex with each other at the fucking end. Instead, they actually might have sex here and there, but they also have a story with each other, talking about them going through college, talking about them going through their hardships, talking about them fulfilling this romance, talking about whatever the fuck it is. There's a fucking 50, 60, 70, 80 chapter fucking story. We call them episodes. So like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, right? That's where manhwa or Korean and Chinese comics, they call them episodes in many cases, but chapters would work as well. With Koreans, you got hot guys, you can have shonenai, or you can have yaoi. It doesn't matter because you get a full fucking story, right? You'll have, you got some stories where they're like martial arts with some yaoi in it. You can have romance in college, romance in high school, coming out. There was a great one about that. Another one about, trying to be with each other. Another one where it's just a cute fluff of just them doing day-to-day lives being with each other. You had another one that was a tear wrencher, as one of the guys getting cheated on by his bastard of a boyfriend, right? You got all that shit, and it's all story based. Manga never has that. Manga, I feel like most of the stories, if there's long form stories, are fucking awful. They're fucking awful. I've read a couple, like some of them are good, like Given and Hidamari ga Kikoru, or I Hear a Sunspot. Those were fucking great, you know, great stuff, you know. But I wouldn't say like something like Junju Romantica, or fucking like the story to Junju Romantica, or like The World's Greatest First Love, or Super Lovers. Like those manga, I would, you know, say, wow, I would really like recommend this. No, fuck off. I'd recommend some manhwa. I'd recommend some manga. I would recommend some Chinese comics. I'd even recommend some of them Korean comics, because they're just cool, right? You want some good Korean shonen ai? Star X Fanboy, right there, bam, right out the head. Manhwa, you know what you can do? Salad Days so far is fucking great. Salad Days, just, you know, you might think it's SALADDAYS. Don't get it confused with that fucking weird Boruto character named Salada. You know, this is salad, not salada. Just to make sure, right? These two are pretty good for that. Very good for that, in my opinion. They got the full stories. You know, not only get to see maybe the guys, you know, if you understand, I don't know if you can hear this. You can hear these claps. You understand when I'm clapping? The guys are doing, right? But you also get to see character fucking development. You don't see that in manga. It's literally one volume, 7 chapters. It's over. They fuck in the last 2 chapters or something like that, right? Manga, fuck off. I guess this video became more of a trashing video on manga, why you should just read manhwa. So all you yaoi fans, there's a whole new world of fucking yaoi comics and fucking web comics and Chinese comics that you can enjoy, where you get to see full color hot guys doing cool things instead of the anemic black and white shit that you see in manga. Please give webcomics a fucking try, especially if you like yaoi. There's so much shit in there. and I mean this as like an experienced man, okay? I am the yaoi king, as I like to call myself, the Fudanshi king. All right, peace out, boys.